Listen up, folks. She will only love what she cannot control. Let's be real. You bend over backward, you text first, you explain every feeling, and somehow she feels colder. You buy dinners, rearrange your time, act nice, and the spark fades. You turned yourself into the safe option. Safe does not seduce. Control never craves what it already owns. I'm here to wake you up, not to comfort you. Attraction lives in boundaries, in standards, in the calm power to walk away. When you stop performing and start leading, her radar changes. Respect shows up first, desire follows behind. Today I will show you how to flip the frame without games. We are talking power, saying no without anger, silence that speaks for you, indifference that feels like gravity, the moves that keep your center steady while her interest rises. This is for men who are done begging and ready to be chosen because they choose themselves. If you have asked why effort killed the spark or why honesty became neediness, you will get answers and tools you can use today. Stay with me now. In minutes, you will know how to break the pattern and set a new one that pulls her in by respecting yourself first. Hit subscribe if you are ready to lead your life like a man who means it. Let's get into it. Number 1. She wants the man she can't control. Let's be real, folks. Every man has been there. You meet a woman, she's beautiful, charming, magnetic. You think if you just treat her right, show her consistency, text her first, take her out and be the dependable guy, she'll see your worth. But what happens? The more you try to please her, the colder she becomes. You start chasing, explaining, proving, and suddenly she's pulling away like you did something wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You just became predictable. Women don't crave control. They crave the feeling of not having it. Desire is born from uncertainty, not comfort. Take Mark, for example. He's 43, divorced, and recently started dating again. He met Lisa, 39, smart, confident, works in marketing. At first, she couldn't get enough of him. He was calm, mysterious, didn't text much. Then, after a few weeks, Mark thought, I should show her I care. He began sending good morning messages, planning dinners, adjusting his schedule. Within a month, she said, "You're a great guy, but something's missing." What was missing? The unknown, the challenge, the masculine energy that made her curious in the first place. When a woman feels she can predict your every move, she stops feeling the spark. You've handed her emotional control, and with it, her attraction disappears. It's not about being cold or manipulative. It's about holding your center. Think about it when you were younger. The women who made your heart race were the ones you couldn't figure out. The mystery, the tension, that's what keeps desire alive. It works both ways. Now, this doesn't mean playing games. Stoicism teaches us something simple: control yourself, not others. A woman feels safe with a man who controls himself, his emotions, his reactions, his time. But she's drawn to the man she can't bend. When she knows you won't chase after every mood swing or seek her validation, that's when she starts respecting you. Respect is the gateway to attraction. No respect, no real desire. So when she tests you, and she will, don't panic. If she cancels plans last minute, don't argue, don't chase. Just say, "No problem, I'll catch up another time." That sentence says everything about your value. You're not angry, you're not needy, you're in control. That calmness drives her wild because it's rare. Most men lose composure the moment a woman pulls back. But the man she can't control doesn't react, he observes. He decides. Let's look at another example. David, 51, successful business owner. He started seeing Erica, 45, divorced, attractive with options. She was used to men competing for her attention. But David didn't compete. When she flirted with other guys at a party, he smiled, said goodnight, and left early. No drama. The next morning, she texted first. Why? Because he refused to play. His silence was power. Every test a woman gives you is an unconscious question. Are you strong enough to stay yourself when I push you? Fail that test, and she'll never fully trust your masculinity. Pass it, and she'll surrender to it. She wants the man she can't control, not because she wants chaos, but because she wants stability strong enough to resist her emotions. So my friend, stop explaining, stop proving. The more you try to make her understand, the less she'll feel you. Lead with action, not words. Let her wonder what you're thinking once in a while. The moment she feels you could walk away, she'll start walking closer. Drop it in the comments, folks, I've seen this. Stick with me because this is just the beginning. Number 2. Respect turns her on more than love. Let's be real, my friend. Every man chases love because that's what he's been told to do. Movies, songs, and social media feed us this idea that love is the ultimate goal, that once she loves you, you've won. But here's the truth. Love without respect is nothing. You can make her laugh, take her on trips, whisper sweet words every night, but if she doesn't respect you, her attraction will die faster than a match in the rain. Love can be emotional, soft, even chaotic. Respect is the fire underneath it that keeps it burning. When a woman respects you, she desires you. She listens, she watches, she responds. She feels safe enough to surrender because she knows you're not swayed by emotion. And that's the kind of energy that turns her on, not just physically but mentally. Most men confuse affection with power. They think, if she says she loves me, then I have her. Wrong. She can love you and still test you. She can love you and still leave. Because love without respect has no anchor. A woman's heart follows the man she trusts, and trust begins with respect. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." That line alone explains everything about masculine respect. You don't demand it, you demonstrate it. You don't tell her to treat you better. You live in a way that gives her no choice but to. The Stoics didn't chase validation, they chased integrity. That's what women feel deepest. When your words and your actions match, when you stay calm under pressure, when you don't fold under her moods, she feels that stability. And that stability is intoxicating. See, love is reactive, respect is earned. When you act from emotion, you chase love. When you act from principle, you earn respect. And ironically, that's when love shows up on its own. Because a woman's desire for a man isn't built on how much he gives her, it's built on how much he values himself. Let's talk about the moment she challenges you. She might say something to provoke you, something small but sharp. If you bite, if you argue, if you explain, you lose the frame. But if you look at her calm, grounded, and simply say, "You have a right to your opinion," you're doing something most men can't. You're leading the emotional tone. She'll feel it instantly. It's not about words. It's about presence. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that's exactly the kind of mastery women crave in a man. When you're grounded, when you know who you are, you become unshakable. That calm confidence doesn't just earn respect, it arouses it. She starts to see you differently. Her body relaxes around you. Her tone softens. She feels your control, and it pulls her in deeper than love ever could. Love asks, "Will you give yourself to me?" Respect asks, "Can you stand your ground?" You can lose her love and still win her back. But once you lose her respect, it's over. You can't buy it, you can't beg for it, and you sure as hell can't talk her into it. You earn it through consistency, calmness, and courage every single day. So remember this, folks, she doesn't fall for the man who tries to be loved. She falls for the man she can't stop respecting. Write it down in the comments. I've felt that. Stay with me, you don't want to miss this. Number 3. She tests you to feel your strength. Let's be real, folks. Every woman tests the man she's with, not because she's cruel, but because deep down she needs to know he's solid. She's not testing your patience, she's testing your center. She's not looking for perfection, she's looking for presence. These tests are not about manipulation, they're about safety, emotional safety. When a woman pushes your limits, she's asking, can I trust you when I lose control? Take Robert, 48, a sales director who started dating Julia, 44, after his divorce. Julia was kind, fun, and sharp, but she had a way of challenging him. She'd go quiet for a few hours after an argument, then suddenly bring up something he said weeks ago. Robert's instinct was to apologize, to fix everything right away. But every time he did, she pulled away more. One night, frustrated, he asked, "Why do you keep doing this?" Julia replied, "I just need to know you won't fall apart when things get tense." That hit him. She wasn't trying to hurt him. She was checking if he could hold his ground when emotions got messy. Women test because attraction and respect live in tension. They want to feel that you won't crumble. When she pulls back, gets cold, throws a sarcastic comment, or ignores your message, it's not random, it's instinct, a biological and emotional test of your leadership. You pass it not by reacting, but by remaining calm, firm, and indifferent to her storm. That's the difference between men who earn devotion and men who earn pity. Ryan Holiday once wrote, "Control what you can, confront what you can't." That's Stoicism in its purest form, and it's exactly what women feel drawn to. When she acts out, she's not asking you to fight her. She's asking you to lead the moment. The Stoics never saw emotion as weakness. They saw it as a signal to stand taller. Every test she gives you is an invitation to grow stronger. Here's how you fail the test. You chase, you explain, you argue. You let her emotion dictate your reaction. That's what most men do. But the moment you react, she senses weakness. Why? Because you've let her energy control yours. And that's when attraction starts to die. On the other hand, if she withdraws and you stay calm, maybe you send one message and move on with your day, you instantly stand out. You show that you are the authority of your own world. Let's look at another example. Mike, 55, recently retired from the military, met Dana, 50, a strong, confident woman who wasn't easily impressed. She liked to debate push buttons and see how men handled pressure. When Mike disagreed with her one night, she rolled her eyes and said, "You just don't get it." Most men would argue. Mike just smiled and said, "Maybe not, but I know what I stand for." Then he changed the subject. Her tone softened immediately. She felt his strength not from dominance but from composure. Women don't want to control a man's emotions, they want to feel that he controls them. The moment she knows you won't collapse, when she challenges you, she relaxes. She starts to lean into your energy. The push-pull stops being a power struggle and becomes a dance. So next time she tests, you don't take it personally. See it as feedback from nature. She's not trying to destroy you, she's trying to find out if you're as strong as she hopes you are. Drop it in the comments, my friend, I've been there. Stay tuned, the next one hits even deeper. Number 4, pain makes you desirable. Let's be real, folks. Pain is not your enemy, it's your teacher. The truth is, most men run from pain the same way they run from rejection, fast and panicked. But here's what they don't realize. The man who avoids pain becomes forgettable, while the man who faces it becomes magnetic. Women can feel that difference. A man who's walked through fire without losing himself gives off an energy that words can't fake. Every great man from the Stoics to modern thinkers understood this. Epictetus said, "Difficulties show what men are." Think about that. He didn't say success shows it. He said difficulty. That means your pain, your heartbreak, your loss, your silence. That's where your power is forged. When you learn to carry pain without complaint, without drama, it becomes part of your presence. And presence, my friend, is pure attraction. Here's what happens in most relationships. A woman pulls away and a man falls apart. He overtexts, over-explains, over-apologizes. He treats pain like a wound that needs her to heal it. But a stoic man, a grounded man, sits with it. He feels it, but he doesn't feed it. He lets pain refine him instead of define him. And when she sees that something shifts, she starts to realize you're not emotionally breakable. That's when curiosity returns. That's when desire awakens again. You see, there's a quiet strength in the man who doesn't let pain make him bitter. When she senses that she feels safe and challenged at the same time, she's drawn to the mystery of how you can be hurting and still be calm, still be focused, still be in control. That's the essence of masculine magnetism. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." That's the game changer. It means pain doesn't weaken you unless you give it permission. You become desirable not by avoiding hardship, but by owning your response to it. You stop letting her reactions dictate your mood. You stop letting outcomes decide your worth. You become unshakable, and that's rare. The world doesn't admire comfort. It admires endurance. And women, whether they admit it or not, crave a man who can stand tall in discomfort. When you don't run from pain, you become the man she can't easily replace, not because you're cold, but because you're grounded. You've mastered what she's still learning: emotional discipline. Now let's get one thing clear. Being desirable through pain doesn't mean being numb. It means being aware. You recognize the sting, but you channel it into purpose. You let it sharpen you instead of soften you. That's what makes your energy unshakable, and women can sense it the moment you walk into a room. So when life hits hard, when she leaves, when things fall apart, take a breath. Don't run from the silence. Don't fill it with noise. Sit in it. Let it mold you. Because on the other side of that pain, you'll find a version of yourself that even she didn't expect. Calm, powerful, irresistible. And if you're ready to go deeper, to build the kind of strength that not only attracts women but commands life itself, join the membership. That's where we train this mindset step by step with tools that help you live it every day. Write it down in the comments. I want this. Stay tuned, because the next part is where control truly begins. Number 5. The sexiest word you can say is no. Let's be real, folks. Most men are terrified of the word no. They treat it like a threat, like saying it will cost them love, approval, or comfort. But here's the truth: no is not rejection. No is direction. It's the line that separates men who beg from men who lead. A man who can say no without anger or apology is a man every woman notices because he's rare. Let me tell you about Tom, 46, an engineer from Chicago. Tom started dating Amber, 42, a warm but strong-willed woman who liked things her way. At first, Tom said yes to everything: her restaurant choices, her schedule, her moods. He thought being agreeable made him easy to love. It didn't. Within 2 months, Amber told him, "You're nice, but I don't feel the spark." That's when Tom finally realized he'd said yes so often that he'd stopped being himself. After a few weeks of silence, they reconnected. This time, things were different. When Amber tried to make last-minute changes to his weekend plans, Tom smiled and said, "Not tonight. I've got something important I'm doing." He didn't explain, didn't justify, and for the first time she looked at him differently. That night she was the one texting him first. What changed? Just one word: no. Women are drawn to boundaries because boundaries signal value. When you say no calmly, without frustration or fear, it tells her you have principles. You're not chasing approval. You're leading the moment. That calm refusal is magnetic because it shows control, not over her, but over yourself. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Freedom doesn't come from doing everything you're asked to do. It comes from the strength to decline what doesn't serve you. Saying no is bravery in action. It's self-respect made visible. Most men say yes because they're scared of losing the woman. But the irony is, the more you say yes to keep her, the faster she loses interest. She doesn't need a man who gives her everything she wants. She needs a man who knows what he wants. When she hears no, it wakes something up in her. It reminds her she's dealing with someone who has standards, who won't bend just to be liked. Let's look at another case. Michael, 52. A restaurant owner met Rachel, 48, after her divorce. Rachel was used to men who catered to her every demand. When she asked Michael to skip an important meeting to see her, he simply said, "I can't tonight. Let's talk tomorrow." She teased him, "Oh, too busy for me now." He smiled and said, "Sometimes yes." That calm honesty caught her off guard. A week later she told him, "You're the first man I can't manipulate." He laughed, "Good. I'm not here to be managed." That's the kind of energy women respect and desire. Here's what most men miss. No doesn't kill attraction, it defines it. It sets the tone for every future interaction. When you say no from a place of strength, it makes your yes mean something. It gives your words weight. So next time she pressures you, guilt trips you, or flirts with your limits, don't fold. Take a breath. Remember who you are. Then say no, calm, grounded, certain. That's the moment she'll feel something new, respect, mixed with desire. Because deep down she doesn't want a man who obeys. She wants a man she can't sway. And that's you, my friend. If you're brave enough to use the sexiest word in the English language, drop it in the comments. I've seen this. Stick with me because this is just the beginning. Number 6. Stop explaining and let her feel your power. Let's be real, folks. The moment you start explaining yourself to win her understanding, you've already lost her respect. Every man has fallen into that trap, talking too much, defending every choice, over-explaining every feeling. You think you're showing honesty, but what she feels is insecurity. Because true power isn't spoken, it's felt. Women don't fall for words, they fall for energy. They don't want to understand everything about you, they want to feel that you understand yourself. When you explain, you're trying to convince her. But when you stand firm in silence, you invite curiosity. That's where attraction begins. Epictetus once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." That's the law of masculine energy. Stop telling her what kind of man you are, be that man. Your tone, your body language, your calm reaction, they all speak louder than words ever will. You can't lecture your way into respect. You show it through composure. Let's look at how this plays out in real life. A woman gets upset. Maybe she accuses you of not caring, of being distant, or of not texting enough. Most men panic. They rush to defend themselves. "I do care. I've just been busy. I was thinking about you, I swear." You think you're fixing things, but what you're really doing is proving her control. You're trying to earn back approval. The more you explain, the smaller you feel in her eyes. Now imagine the opposite. She confronts you with the same emotion, and instead of reacting, you listen. You stay calm. You simply say, "I hear you." That's it. No justification, no defense, just stillness. That silence creates tension, the kind that draws her in. She'll feel your strength not because you argued better, but because you didn't need to. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Apply that here. The best response is to not mirror her chaos. When she tests, complains, or tries to shake your center, your job is to stay grounded. Every time you do, you're silently communicating, "I lead myself." That's power she can feel, and it's addictive. The truth is, women remember how you make them feel more than what you say. When you explain, you transfer energy outward. When you hold silence, you draw energy inward, and that's magnetic. You become the calm in her storm. You don't dominate, you anchor. And here's the twist. The less you say, the more meaningful your words become. When you finally do speak, she listens. Because silence gives your voice gravity. It separates the noise from the truth. Stoicism calls this mastery of impulse, speaking only when speech serves reason, not emotion. So next time she asks, "Why are you like this?" don't overanalyze. Smile. Let the silence do the heavy lifting. She doesn't need every answer. She needs to feel that you know who you are and that nothing she says can change it. That's what confidence truly is. Not arrogance, not dominance, but stillness. When you stop explaining, you shift from seeking approval to radiating certainty. You stop trying to be understood and start being felt. And once she feels your power, the quiet kind that doesn't need to prove itself, she'll start chasing understanding on her own. Write it down in the comments, I've felt that. Stay with me, you don't want to miss this. Number 7. Don't spend money, make her chase value. Let's be real, folks. Most men think money is the shortcut to attraction. They believe if they buy her dinner gifts or weekend trips, she'll see their worth. But that's not how it works. A woman might enjoy what you spend on her, but she respects what you stand for. You can buy attention, but you can't buy desire. Take Ethan, 50, a successful real estate investor from Dallas. When he met Monica, 46, she was drawn to his confidence, not his bank account. But Ethan made a mistake. Most men with money make. He tried to fast-track affection with generosity. Fancy dinners, expensive handbags, weekend getaways. He thought he was investing in connection. In reality, he was paying rent for validation. And when the spending slowed, so did her enthusiasm. Within weeks, she became distant. The truth hit hard. She wasn't attached to him. She was attached to the lifestyle he was selling. Then something shifted. Ethan stopped paying for everything. When Monica asked about dinner at her favorite high-end place, he said calmly, "Let's just grab something simple tonight." No attitude, no guilt. He focused on conversation, presence, and humor. The energy changed. She leaned in. She started calling him more, offering to cook, asking for his time instead of his wallet. Why? Because he stopped trying to buy her comfort and started making her earn his attention. See, folks, women don't fall for the man who spends the most. They fall for the man whose value money can't buy. That's masculine scarcity. It's not about being cheap, it's about being deliberate. When you invest emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, that's when she starts to chase. Seneca once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." That's the Stoic truth about power in relationships. The less you need her approval, the more valuable your presence becomes. Women can feel that immediately. If you're always giving, buying, pleasing, she senses dependence. But when you can sit across from her, look her in the eye, and let silence carry, the moment she feels something deeper, respect mixed with curiosity. Money is a tool, not a love language. Use it like a man who already knows his worth. Pay for dinner because you choose to, not because you hope to impress. If she measures your value by the price tag, you're dealing with the wrong kind of woman. The right woman measures it by how you make her feel steady, challenged, desired, inspired. Let's look at another example. Daniel, 55, owns a chain of gyms in Florida. When he met Linda, 49, she was used to men flaunting their success. Daniel did the opposite. He never bragged, never overshared, never tried to wow her. Instead, he focused on purpose, his fitness journey, his discipline, his peace. Linda once told him, "I can't figure you out. You act like you don't need to impress anyone." He smiled and said, "I don't." That sentence said everything. It wasn't arrogance, it was security. She respected that more than any diamond bracelet she'd ever been given. The truth is, money doesn't create attraction, self-control does. A man who can buy everything but chooses simplicity radiates power. A man who doesn't chase approval earns it. That's how you flip the dynamic from spending to being sought after. So stop trying to buy connection. Let your discipline, not your dollars, do the talking. Because once she feels that your attention is the real luxury, she'll chase it like nothing else. Drop it in the comments, folks. I've seen this. Stick with me because the next part hits on something even deeper. Number 8. Indifference drives her wild. Let's be real, folks. Nothing confuses a woman more or attracts her faster than calm indifference. The moment she realizes she doesn't control your emotions, your time, or your peace, she starts to feel something she can't explain. That feeling is tension. And tension, when handled right, is desire. Most men misunderstand indifference. They think it means acting cold, distant, or unavailable. That's not power, that's insecurity wearing a mask. Real indifference isn't about pretending not to care. It's about being so centered that nothing outside of you can shake your peace. That energy is magnetic. It's what makes her lean in, not because you're chasing her, but because you aren't. The Stoics called this apatheia, not apathy, but freedom from emotional disturbance. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That's indifference in its purest form. When she cancels plans last minute, flirts to get your attention, or goes quiet for days, most men react. They panic, they text, they spiral. But the Stoic man stays unmoved. He might think about it, sure, but he doesn't chase answers. He lets silence speak for him. Why does this drive her wild? Because most men give away emotional control for free. The moment she senses your need for reassurance, she loses her respect and with it attraction. But when you stay calm, focused on your own rhythm, she feels your strength. It's like gravity. She can sense that your world doesn't revolve around her, and that's exactly what makes her want to be part of it. See, indifference is the language of high value. When you don't react, you signal that you're not desperate for validation. You're not performing, you're living, and that silence makes her imagination do all the work. She starts asking herself, why isn't he chasing? Did he lose interest? Is he seeing someone else? The mystery pulls her deeper, not because you're playing games, but because you're not playing at all. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That's the foundation of masculine attraction. The man who governs himself commands everything else. Indifference isn't detachment from emotion. It's mastery over reaction. It's what separates the man she desires from the man she uses. Here's the paradox: when you care less, you gain more. Not because you stop valuing her, but because you stop fearing loss. A woman can feel that instantly. The man who can walk away calmly, silently, without resentment, becomes unforgettable. She might not admit it, but your lack of reaction haunts her more than any argument could. Indifference doesn't push her away. It invites her curiosity. It makes her chase the feeling she once controlled. That's why you don't need to post quotes about confidence or talk about being alpha. Your silence already says it. Your stillness is the statement. So, my friend, next time she tests, you don't react. Don't rush to fix things. Just breathe. Let your calmness fill the space she created. That's the moment you shift from chasing to being chased. As Seneca said, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. Pause before responding. Wait before reacting. That pause alone can turn chaos into control and control into attraction. Drop it in the comments, I've felt that. Stay tuned, the next one cuts even deeper. Number 9. The game dies when you lead. Let's be real, folks. Every relationship, especially in the beginning, feels like a game. Who texts first, who waits longer, who shows less interest. It's a dance built on ego and fear. But the truth is, the game only exists when no one is leading. And once a real man steps in with direction, the game ends. Leadership kills confusion. Let me tell you about Stephen, 54, a financial consultant from Denver. After his divorce, he started seeing Claire, 49, confident, witty, independent. At first, everything felt exciting. But soon she began testing him, canceling plans last minute, teasing him about his serious energy, even going cold for days. Stephen fell into the classic trap. He over-explained, asked if she was okay, tried to make her comfortable. The more he tried to fix it, the more she pulled away. He was reacting, not leading. Then something changed. One night she texted, "So what are we doing this weekend?" And instead of his usual, "Whatever you'd like," he replied, "Saturday, 7:00. 0. Be ready. Simple, confident, no debate. And something strange happened. She said, "Okay." From that moment on, the tension shifted. The power play was over because he started leading. Here's what most men don't get. Women don't want control. They want direction. When you hesitate, overthink, or wait for permission, she feels lost. And when she feels lost, she starts playing games to find clarity. The emotional tests, the back and forth, the mixed signals, all of that disappears when you take the wheel. Leadership in a relationship doesn't mean dominance. It means certainty. It's knowing where you're going and inviting her to come along, not asking her to decide for you. When you lead, she can relax. She doesn't have to question your intent because your actions speak it. That's why leading is so powerful. It ends the uncertainty that fuels manipulation. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That's leadership. You stop explaining how strong you are, how loyal you are, how honest you are. You show it through direction. When you lead, she feels it before you ever say a word. Think about it like this. A man who leads sets the emotional tone. If he's calm, she becomes calm. If he's certain, she feels secure. But if he's anxious, reactive, and indecisive, she mirrors that chaos. Leadership is energy before it's strategy. It's emotional control, disguised as confidence. Now, let's look back at Stephen and Claire. Months later, their relationship was stronger than ever, not because Stephen became controlling, but because he became clear. When she'd ask, "What do you want?" he stopped saying, "Whatever makes you happy." Instead, he said, "This is what I'm doing, you're welcome to join." That's when she started showing up early, dressing better and smiling more. He didn't win her by force. He earned her trust through leadership. When you lead, the drama fades. The push and pull, the guessing, the silent treatment, it all loses its power. Because games can't survive where clarity exists. A woman will only play when she's uncertain. She stops when she feels guided by someone she respects. So stop waiting for signs, my friend. You are the sign. When you act with direction, the dynamic changes instantly. Because the game doesn't end when she gives in. It ends when you step up. Drop it in the comments, folks. I've seen this. Stick with me, because what comes next brings everything together. Number 10. Be the man she can't replace. Let's be real, folks. Every man thinks he's unforgettable until she moves on like he never existed. That's when reality hits. Most men aren't replaced because women are cruel. They're replaced because they were forgettable. They were easy to read, easy to control, easy to predict. To be the man she can't replace, you must become the man she can't define. It's not about looks, money, or charm. It's about presence. The kind of quiet, grounded energy that lingers long after you leave the room. That energy doesn't come from pretending to be tough. It comes from mastering yourself. When you stop chasing validation, when you stop trying to prove your worth, you radiate something every woman recognizes instantly: authority. Not the loud, arrogant kind. The kind that's calm, decisive, disciplined. The kind that says, "I know who I am." Marcus Aurelius said, "A man's worth is measured by the worth of what he values." That's the blueprint right there. The man she can't replace is the one who lives by principle, not emotion. He doesn't crumble under attention, doesn't lose focus under pressure, and doesn't bend just to keep the peace. His value isn't measured by how much he gives, it's measured by what he refuses to compromise. Think about it like this. Every woman has met the man who wants her. Few have met the man who doesn't need her. And that's where attraction turns into obsession. When she realizes your happiness doesn't depend on her approval, when she feels that your peace was earned long before she arrived, that's when she starts investing differently. She wants to belong to that strength, not control it. Being irreplaceable means leaving an emotional imprint that no one else can replicate. It's not about how loud you are, it's about how still you are. It's how you handle rejection, setbacks, and temptation. It's how you respond when life hits hard, not with panic, but with poise. When you're grounded like that, you become a mirror for her chaos. She feels safer around you because you're not competing for control. You are control. Seneca once wrote, "If you wish to be loved, love moderation." In modern language, that means stop overdoing it, stop proving, stop performing. The man she can't replace never overextends. He knows when to give and when to step back. His love has edges, not walls, but boundaries. He can be warm without being weak, giving without being drained, available without being owned. That balance is what makes him unforgettable. Remember, a woman doesn't stay because of what you do for her. She stays because of how she feels around you. If she feels peace, clarity, and respect when she's with you, that experience imprints deeper than words or gifts ever could. It's psychological. It's emotional memory. That's what makes her compare every man after you, and every one of them falls short. So, my friend, stop trying to be liked. Be consistent. Stop trying to be needed. Be respected. Stop trying to impress. Be impossible to replace. You do that by mastering three things: your boundaries, your emotions, and your purpose. Those are your pillars. That's what keeps your frame unshakable and your presence unforgettable. Because in the end, she can find another man who looks like you, talks like you, even acts like you. But she'll never find another man who feels like you unless you forget who you are. And that, folks, is the real secret. Don't make her remember you because you were dramatic or difficult. Make her remember you because you were different. Because when you walked away, you didn't take her peace, you left her chasing yours. So folks, what we talked about today wasn't about tricks or games. It was about power. Real power. The kind that comes from self-control, boundaries, and presence. You learned how respect builds desire, how silence speaks louder than words, and how indifference and leadership turn attraction into devotion. If you're ready to take this mindset further, to live it, not just understand it, join the membership. That's where we go deeper into the Stoic principles that build real masculine strength. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Join a community of men who are done chasing and ready to lead. Thank you for watching, my friend. Stay grounded, stay sharp, and I'll see you tomorrow.